Hi, welcome to lesson number 6, where you'll learn about operators. And there are a few different types. Let's begin with the assignment operator, since this is the most basic. Now, the assignment operator will basically assign a value to its left operand based on the value of its right operand. And the simplest one is the equal operator. So let's say, for example, that I have a variable x equals 1. We assign the value of 1, the right operand, to x, the left operand. So now if I type x, that's going to be equal to 1. I can also have a variable, for example, y equals 3. And then what I can do is say x equals y. And now x will have the value of 3. So that's the basic form. Now, there are also compound assignment operators. For example, the addition assignment. That looks something like this. X equals x plus y. And that gives us 6. But I can also say x plus equal y. X plus equal y is the same thing as x equals x plus y. Similar to these are subtraction, multiplication, division, and a bunch of others. But I'm just going to show you a few examples here. So the subtraction will be x minus equal y. The multiplication is going to be x multiply equal y. And the division will be x slash equal y. And just like the addition assignment, you can already deduce their full form. So, for example, the subtraction is x equals x minus y. And that's a quick look at the assignment operator. Now, let's move on to the comparison and logical operators. And the comparison operator will basically compare its operands and return a Boolean value based on the result of that comparison. So, if the comparison is true, it's going to return true. If it's not, it's going to return false. Now, I'm sure you already know what the comparison operators are. It's equal to, it's greater than, smaller than, greater than or equal to, and so on and so forth. So you see where I'm going here. Let's see a few examples. So if I say x is higher than y, it's going to give me true because currently x is 6, y is 3. But if I say x equal to y, it's going to give me false because those two values are not equal. I can also say x not equal to y, and that's going to return true. And there's also a strict equal that I want to show you real quick. So if I say x strict equal, so 3 equal signs, y, it's going to give me false. But if I set y to 6, and then I repeat x strict equal y, it's going to give me true. But what if I'm doing x equals 6? So instead of a number, I'm assigning a string to the y variable, right? Then if I say x equals y, it's going to give me true because it's 6 and 6. But if I say x is strict equal y, it's going to give me false, and that's because strict equals also considers the operand type. If you do just is equal, so two equal signs, it's just going to compare the value, while strict equal is going to look at the type as well. Now, the logical operators are and, or, and not. So and, let's say, for example, x equals true and y equals false. If I say x and y, it's going to give me false because the and operator will return true if both operands are true, otherwise it's going to return false. If I do x or y, it's going to give me true because the or logical operator will return true if either of the operands is true. If both are false, it's going to return false. Finally, the logical not operator will basically switch things around. So X is currently true, but if I say not X, it's going to return false. And Y is currently false. So if I say not Y, it's going to give me true. Basically, the not operator is going to return false if its operand can be converted to true. Otherwise, it's going to return true. Now, let's talk about the arithmetic operators. And you've already seen a few like plus, minus. These are arithmetic operators, but there are a few that are a bit more special, and I would like to show you those. So first of all, we're going to talk about the increment operator, and this is a unary operator, which means it only needs one operand. It's not like, for example, the equal operator, which needs two operands, right? So the increment operator basically will add 1 to its operand. So for example, if we set x to 3, and I say x plus plus, and I read x after that, it's going to give me 4. So what happens is x plus plus will first print x, and then it's going to increment it by 1. If I do plus plus x, it's going to give me 5, because it's first going to increment it, and then it's going to print it. Same goes with decrement, also a unary operation. Instead of adding 1 to its operand, it subtracts 1. So if I say x minus minus, x is going to be equal to 4. And it also works the other way around, minus minus x. Now, there is also a unary negation and unary plus. And the unary negation basically will return the negation of its operand. So x is currently 3. If I say minus x, it's going to give me minus 3. The unary plus will actually attempt to convert its operand to a number, if, of course, it's not already. So, for example, plus 3 will give me 3. But if I have plus and the string of 3, it's going to give me 3. It's going to transform that type into a number. If I say, for example, plus true, it's going to give me 1. Plus false is going to give me 0, because 0 and 1 are considered false and true. Finally, we're going to talk about the concatenation operator, or the plus. And that can be applied to a string. So, for example, if we're going to set some strings here, for example, x equals hello, and y is going to equal to world, right? What I can do is say x plus y, and that's going to give me hello world. I can also do something like x plus equal, and I can add another string to it. For example, hello again, and that's going to give me hello, hello. And I can also do this. 32 plus 32, 32 is going to give me that big string. And that's a very quick look at operators in JavaScript. Now, there is a programming concept that I think is essential for any kind of JavaScript developer. And that is the if-else statement. Again, if you've done computer science in school, then you already know what that is. But we're going to cover that in the next lesson. See you there.